When a high schooler thinks of community service, they may think of the certain amount of hours they need to graduate. But in reality, community service is so much more than just a requirement. It's an opportunity to truly change the world. And that's what Andres Vidaurre has been doing for the past 4 years.
I originally went on a medical mission trip to Peru, and there we went to a school that we transformed into a hospital. So one of the days I was working there, I went to the bathroom and I saw that they didn't even have water for their faucets. You had to go outside and get a pitcher of water and use that to clean your hands. So seeing that, when I came back, I told my mom and my dad, I said, look, after seeing what happens in those countries, I feel like I need to do something.
And thanks to a family connection, Andres was put in contact with the nonprofit Blue Missions, who works to provide clean water for those in the Dominican Republic. And then the next step was convincing his classmates to go.
Yeah, I searched it up, I looked it up, I researched it. I have a lot of family in DR, so just to think that it would be in that country was already intriguing to me.
And he just found out about Blue Missions and he brought up the idea and he said to me, Lucas, I have this amazing opportunity. It's called Blue Missions. All I want you to do is trust me.
And trust him, they did. And then the rest was history.
I think when I first got to the trip, I felt like a little bit out of my normal life. I felt that I was in a place I really didn't know, purely because it was an experience something I've never experienced before. But I think once I started to unpack, when I started to find out what this Blue Mission really is about, I loved it. I think it's a great experience. I think you really get to know what life is really all about, and you get to experience just new relationships with people, and it's something that you really can't experience in the life that we usually live in.
The goal of the trip was to create new pipelines from the mountain down to the village, which allowed fresh water to flow into the cities. It was a demanding job, but their hard work paid off once they saw the locals' reactions, something that really tugged on their heartstrings.
At the end, when we had brought all the water to the community, we had a pipeline with all the water, and we disconnected one of the pipes, and it surprised the whole community, and the children, the family, the elders. We sprayed the water that we had routed to the community on them. And I remember we were playing a shampoo prank, putting shampoo on all the kids, and then one of the kids said, how can you guys afford to waste your shampoo like that? Isn't it expensive? And I remember I went home earlier, I went to the camp, and I remember just sitting there and I started crying. Not to sound corny or anything, but that really changed my life.
And that was just one of the dozens of life-changing interactions that members experienced on the trip.
We had completed the 7 days and we were holding a mass in, it's called Las Córcovas. And there was this one worker, his name was Feo. And I look over and I see Feo crying, and that was like a really big moment. That's when that happened, that's how I knew, everything clicked for me. That's how I knew that giving service, that's what giving service meant to me. And when you go on these trips and you have that one moment, it's priceless. Nothing and no money can buy you that.
For Patriots TV, I'm Drew Bang.